He has enough Corsairs to melt Scourge right now, I think. And it looks like ZerO might be able to... Oh, the Scourge melting, so he might be able to take out even more Overlords. Oh, this is going to be Overlord genocide if ZerO can't come in with enough Hydras. Okay, it looks like this first gateway is going to go down. And ZerO actually trying to fight off ton of Corsairs out. So this is a nice, very heavy Corsair count. I guess he kind of learned from his versus Yellow game. I think I want Corsairs now. Going out with a ton of Corsairs. He has plenty of Corsairs to melt Scourge, so I think the Hydras are going to have to fight that off now. And ZerO knows that. He's coming down with an all-Hydra army. I don't think he's committing to anything else. And he has speed-upgraded Overlords already, so he could go for a drop. That could be absolutely just devastating if he drops into the main or something. If that drop is intercepted, though, he can say goodbye to those troops. ZerO trying to push the front. There's a Reaver at the front, so the Reaver is excellent for Hydra defense. Because to pick that Reaver off, ZerO is going to have to inch up closer into all the cannon fire, all the Dragoon fire, and Dark Templar running around now. And ZerO, I think he has some of his Zerglings on patrol throughout the map, but he's not going to see that Dark Templar. Dark Templar is sneaking up, and I'm not sure what Pure is thinking about doing with that. But a huge Hydra army coming down the map. He's going to try to end this game with this huge Hydra army coming down with even more Hydras. This is somewhat of a timing attack from ZerO. Might be able to get this done. The Dark Templar coming up. If there's no Overlords at the 12 o'clock position, there's going to be a ton of drone kills, and I think that Overlord was chased off from the 12 o'clock, and that's exactly what Pure wants. Pure sneaking in. There's no means of detection. I don't see any Overlords at all. But ZerO miraculously spotting that Dark Templar before it even gets one Warp Blade off. So the the drones are safe at the 12 o'clock. Most of the drones are safe anyway. And it looks like Overlords are moving back up the map to intercept that Dark Templar. Of course, the Dark Templar could get a few free hits on the Hydralisk as they move down. Nice. Oh, sniping from ZerO, coming in with so many Scourge. That could have been extremely bad for Pure if he was in just the right place at just the right time, I think, to bypass that, because ZerO would have been able to take out all of those Corsairs. But it looks like Pure has actually halted Corsair production. He thinks he has enough to get enough damage done. But ZerO, I think he's going to go for a fourth base soon. I think he's setting up at the 10 o'clock. He's getting a ton of troops up there anyway, just looking for that Dark Templar, making sure the Dark Templar can't snipe the drone if it should go out and try to plop down another base. But a ton of Hydras out there for ZerO, but that might be exactly what Pure wants. Since he's going for this, oh man, this could be bad! Oh, the Corsair is almost running into a huge fleet of Hydras going all over the place. A pod of Hydras. What is a group of Hydras called? I'm not sure. I think I'll just make it up. Pod of Hydras. It almost destroyed all of those Corsairs. So, yeah, Protoss players recently, gotta keep an eye on those Corsairs, gotta keep them alive. They're a very useful unit. Kind of a wasted storm there from Pure, but I think he's just trying to make ZerO scared, make him not try this attack, because if he does go in with this attack, he might be able to get it done. There's a Reaver, another Reaver at the 6 o'clock base. Here comes the Corsair Reaver build from Pure. He's moving out with Reavers in a shuttle. And ZerO's trying to take out the 6 o'clock, but he could find himself in a very bad position. A huge storm drop into the main, taking out almost all of the drones. And wow, Pure actually defends the 6 o'clock base with a Reaver, the Reaver being enough to hold those two chokes. Well, I think the cannons held the second choke into that base, so some very smart thinking from Pure. So far he loses one of his Corsairs, but he still has a very healthy count. He has about 5 out in the field, and that's enough to do a lot of damage. Looks like ZerO has finally gotten into lurker mode, although the observers will be out to deal with that. And Pure is amassing an army. He's working off of 3 bases, so he's going to be able to get a very powerful ball of Protoss troops soon. Probably enough to storm through and break through that lurker contain, but ZerO knows what he's doing. He is doing a huge contain, and he's going to try to keep Pure from breaking out at any cost. And he might do a drop soon. I'm sure he's researching drop at this point. Find a way to get around those pesky Reavers, get through those tiny chokes, and no better way to do that than drop. It looks like ZerO pushing Pure back into the 6 o'clock. Pure was trying to break out and go out with a Zealot troop to cause some havoc, but not going to be able to do that for a while. This is kind of a double contain. A contain of the 6 o'clock and a contain of the natural area. from ZerO. He has lurkers all over the place. So, yeah, he's going to come in with a couple of Scourge and try to snipe those observers. That seems to be the biggest problem for Protoss these days, aside from Templar sniping, is observer sniping, because Protoss are very limited as far as detection goes. Here come the observers going out in a little clump, so they're harder to take down. And the Reaver coming out right now. And ZerO just now got down his 4th base. I'm not even sure if it's up and running yet. Oh, some nice storms from Pure ripping through the Hydralisk troop. And he didn't lose anything. He didn't get any damage taken to him. Never mind. Equal opportunity Dragoon walking out into the minefield. And, okay, it looks like a ton of lurkers, but those lurkers aren't going to get anything done against these Reavers. Oh, Scourge taking out the shuttle, so ZerO's going to try to take out these Reavers, but he's going to find himself in a bad position to do it. Oh, one Zealot shot to a lurker will kill a stormed lurker, so that's why Pure went out to attack that one lurker so he could get rid of it easier. Oh, ZerO might be able to do a huge pincer attack if Pure moves out. Oh, ZerO moving in, trying to take out all the Reavers. A nice storm from Pure, though, breaking through. Oh, Pure's got to get this done. He's got to muscle his way through, but he decides to back off. And I think ZerO's going to be able to put back on the contain. This is a beautiful contain from ZerO. There's almost nowhere for Pure to go, and he's got to stick at 3 bases for a little bit longer. Of course, unusually enough, it looks like ZerO is sticking to his 3 bases, basically. He's just now getting his 4th up and running, but he could really go out there, put down a 5th base, and get a huge economic advantage from this. Looks like Pure, very nice storms from Pure in this game. Very good reactions, very gut instincts on those storms. But he's going to need a ton more storms to get to this gigantic lurker line. ZerO moving down with even more lurkers. Another storm on all of the Zerglings trying to fight them back. And Pure is actually breaking through. There are hardly any lurkers right at the bridge anymore. The lurkers are moving in. Some backup lurkers coming in for ZerO. So he's playing extremely well, coming in with even more lurkers. So he's trying to keep on enough pressure and macro at the same time, but lightly macro. Oh, so many storms from Pure. I don't know where he's coming up with all these storms, but he's still pushing. He has a smaller army and no Reaver. I see no Reaver support for Pure right now. So yes, Pure might be losing his window of opportunity, running out with Dragoons, a whole fleet, a pod of equal opportunity Dragoons in this game. Some not very smart AI on Dragoons. Gotta say, Blizzard. Blizzard, I'm blaming you. But yes, the 4th base now comfortably up and mining for ZerO. And the longer he holds this contain, the better position he'll be in. Pretty nice storm for Pure. He's letting all of his Corsairs go down. But yeah, he's done a pretty good job so far drilling through the forces. But he's got to come up with some way to break this. He needs a plan right now. And what he's been doing is probably not going to work. There are plenty of lurkers out for ZerO, and ZerO is going to out-macro Pure soon.